Welcome to our mindset, my friends. Thank you so much for your presence. Today, another amazing motivational room. And I want to welcome you all here on Clubhouse or on my YouTube channel or my LinkedIn channel. So I want to thank you all for your presence. And today I want us to reflect on an Aristotle quote that it says, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence then is not an act, but an habit. Excellence is not an act, is an habit. How important is that? So, welcome everyone. Thank you for your presence. Welcome to our mindset. My friends, don't forget, join our mindset on YouTube. Follow the link up above. Be part of the mastermind group, a group of people that want more out of life, that want to excel on their results, because in life, everything is all about results. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to discuss some topics today. And today we're going to talk about some habits of highly affected people. And when we think about a book that really shaped my life is a book from Stephen Covey's, The 7 Habits of Highly Affected People. It's really amazing because we learn a lot. And before diving into the individual habits, it's essential to understand the framework that Covey sets in his book. And Covey emphasizes the importance of character ethics over personality ethics. And he argues that genuine success comes from building a solid character rather than merely developing superficial personality traits. And the 7 habits are designed to help individuals develop a character based on principles of fairness. Principles, Jimmy, I'm going to mute you. Thank you for your presence. And he argues that genuine success comes from building a solid character rather than being just superficial. And the 7 habits are designed to help us to develop a character based on principles of fairness and integrity, honesty, and human dignity. Because we all want to thrive, but we want to serve. We want to add value to others. And I really love this book because Covey's approach is holistic, integrating personal and interpersonal effectiveness. And he divides the habits into 3 categories. Private victory. The first 3 habits focus on self-mastery and moving from dependence to independence. And then we have public victory. The next 3 habits address how we interact with others, moving from independence to interdependence. And the third one is renewal. The 7 habits focus on continuous improvement and renewal. So let's talk about private victory. In the habit 1 talks about be proactive. And being proactive is about taking responsibility for our own lives. Because proactivity means that we are responsible for what we have and what we are going to achieve. And it's related to our own behaviors, our own choices, our own attitudes. And Covey distinguishes between proactive and reactive people. And when we think about reactive people, we think that of people that are influenced by their physical environment, people that blame external conditions. They blame for their behavior. And in contrast, proactive people are driven by values that are carefully thought through and internalized. So Covey introduces us to the concept of the circle of influence and the circle of concern. And proactive individuals focus their efforts on the circle of influence, things they can control, rather than reactive individuals that waste their time, their energy on the circle of concern and things beyond their control. And by focusing on our circle of influence, we expand it, whereas focusing on our circle of concern causes us to shrink. And some practical steps to becoming proactive include self awareness. This is so important because when we understand that we have the freedom to choose our response, we are not victims of our circumstances. We stop immediately complaining. We start being our own leaders. And responsibility, when we think about responsibility, is taking ownership of our actions, ownership of our outcomes. And when we think about positive language, it's crucial because using proactive language like I can, I will, instead of I can't or I have to, be responsible. Say, I choose to do it. I decide to do it. No one really has influence on my decisions. So focus on influence, concentrating on areas where you can make a difference in the world. And begin with the end in mind. Always begin with the end in mind. It's so fundamental because it's about having a clear understanding of your destination. It's about envisioning what you want to achieve in life and setting long term goals. We stop looking for short term goals, short term rewards, and we start being more responsible about our future. And another thing that Convey talks about, that all things are created twice. First, in our mind, we have that process of mental creation. And then in reality, physical creation. So to be effective, you need to make sure that the mental creation aligns with your values and principles. And Covey recommends developing a personal mission statement. This statement serves as a guiding framework for making decisions and aligning your daily activities with your long term goals. It reflects your vision, it reflects your values, helping you stay focused on what's truly important. And sometimes in life we get distracted. People call us, people ask things that we can do and yes, we want to do it all. We want to help everyone, we want to serve everyone, but be strategic. Don't do just because other people suggested or because other people influenced you. Be strategic. Create a set of priorities in life. And how can we apply this kind of habit? Visualize your goals. Clearly define what you want to achieve in different areas of your life, not just business, not just finances, but your personal life, your relationships. Write a personal mission statement. Create a statement that encapsulates your vision, encapsulate your values and long-term goals. And set meaningful objectives. Break down your mission into specific, actionable objectives. And learn to put first things first. When we put first things first, it's about prioritizing, managing our time effectively. More than that, prioritizing and managing ourselves with the time that is given to us. Because no one can manage time. We can only manage ourselves and be responsible with our actions, our decisions, with the time that is given to us. And Covey introduces the time management matrix, which categorizes activities based on their urgency and importance. So we have a quadrant one that is for urgent and important things like crisis management and pressing problems. Quadrant two, not urgent but important when it comes to planning, prevention, relationship building. And then we have quadrant three, therefore urgent but not important things, interruptions and busy work. And we have quadrant four, not urgent, not important. In fact, time wasting activities. And Covey argues that highly effective people, focus primarily on quadrant two activities, not urgent but important. And these activities are critical for long term success and personal growth, but are often neglected because they are not urgent. So, by prioritizing these tasks, we can prevent crisis and we focus on what truly matters. So, what strategies can we implement for effective time management? Identify your key roles. Determine the different roles you play in life as a parent, as a professional, as a friend, and set goals for each role. Don't forget philanthropy. Plan weekly. Allocate time each week for quadrant two activities. And delegate effectively. Assign tasks that others can do, freeing up your time for more important activities. And avoid procrastination. Tackle important tasks proactively rather than waiting until they become urgent. Do it now. Many usually join the room and he says, do it now. Yes, we all need to have this this sense of urgency. This is so important because when we understand that we can always have more things, more money, more gadgets, more friends, more cars, we can have more of everything except time. So, time is the only thing we cannot have more of. So, avoid procrastination because time is the best asset that we have. And it's so important to understand that we need to think win win. Win win is about developing a mindset that seeks mutual benefit in all interactions. We cannot accomplish anything in life just by ourselves. Covey argues that most people operate with a scarcity mentality, believing that for one person to win, another must lose. In contrast, a win win mentality is based on the belief that there is plenty for everyone and that success is not a zero sum game. So, to cultivate a win win mindset, let's develop our character and stop worrying about what other people think about you, what other people say about you. This is none of your business. You are losing your precious time when you think about what other people are doing. Instead, we need to focus on ourselves, developing ourselves, becoming better each and every day, because life is all about becoming. So develop integrity, develop maturity, develop love and abundance for each and every one that you encounter in life. Love them as you want to be loved and build strong, trusting relationships where both parties feel valued and understood. So, doing so, you build respect. You respect is something interesting because no one should um, ask for other people to respect them, right? Respect is something that we recognize, that we appreciate in others. So, by building a strong character, you are also developing your character, and people will respect you much more when they see that your life is value based. So, create clear, mutually beneficial agreements that outline the expectations and responsibilities of each party, and establish organizational systems that promote win win outcomes. And when you adopt a win win approach, it requires a shift in perspective. Instead of competing or compromising, we seek solutions that satisfy all parties involved. And this approach fosters collaboration, fosters trust, and long term success in both personal and professional relationships. Because if we want to be good professionals, we start by being good human beings. Because when we connect with others, empathy is the first thing that really comes out when we meet someone, right? So either you feel empathetic or not. So if you really understand that you need to relate on a human level, you will understand more other people. You will feel more empathetic. So seek first to understand, then to be understood. And this emphasizes the importance of empathetic listening because most people listen with the intent to reply rather than to understand. They feel the urge to justify themselves. They want to explain their point of view. And to that, they don't pay attention to what other people are saying because they are eager to respond. They are eager to react. So they are reacting based on their emotions all the time. Instead, they should prepare themselves in advance, not to react, but to respond accordingly to their values. And Covey argues that effective listening and effective communication requires us to genuinely understand the other person's perspective before presenting our own. Because, yes, there will be the right time for you to speak, for you to present your point of view. But when you listen, you receive so much value that you can utilize on your own speech to build rapport. So, listening with the intent, focusing on understanding the speaker's message, feelings, and intent is so important. So, reflective listening is also so important. Paraphrasing and reflecting back what the speaker has said to ensure clarity and understanding. Show people that we care. Show people that we value. Show people that we understood, that we see their perspective. So resist the urge to respond with your own experiences or advice because people want to be heard. People want to be understood. People want to know that your solutions, your products, your service meet their needs. And once we truly understand the other people's perspective, we can communicate our own viewpoint more effectively. And this approach builds trust. This approach reduces misunderstandings and fosters more meaningful and proactive interactions. So, Synergize. Synergize is also crucial because it's about leveraging the strengths of diverse individuals to achieve outcomes that are greater than the sum of their parts. Each one of us, we are a different kind of flower, different colors, different shapes, different fragrances, but we build a beautiful bouquet when we are together. So, Covey describes synergy as the highest form of teamwork, where people collaborate creatively, respectively, to find new solutions and achieve extraordinary results. So, key principles of synergy include valuing differences, recognizing and appreciating the unique perspectives and skills that each person brings to the table. See their perspective, be open to new ideas, don't res- react. Don't react, respond. So, building on strengths, combining individual strengths to create innovative solutions, it's a win win. And when you have that open mindedness, being open to new ideas, new approaches, and willing to explore different possibilities, you create synergy. And we need to foster an environment of trust, respect, and open communication. And by embracing diversity and encouraging collaboration, we can unlock new levels of creativity and effectiveness. So it's about time to sharpen the saw because we need to focus on continuous self renewal and improvement. And Cavell uses the metaphor of a saw to that really needs regular sharpening to remain effective. And this habit encompasses four dimensions of renewal: physical, caring for your body through exercise, nutrition, rest, hydration; mental, stimulating your mind through continuous learning, reading, problem solving; emotional, social, nurturing your relationships; and emotional well being through meaningful interactions and self care. And there's the spiritual, connecting with your inner values, inner purpose through reflection, meditation, or spiritual practices such as prayer. And by regularly renewing these four dimensions, we can maintain and enhance our effectiveness, our resilience, and our overall well being. And by sharpening the saw, we are investing in ourselves to sustain long term success and fulfillment. So, understanding the seven habits is one thing, but applying them in our daily lives is another. And Covey emphasizes that these habits are interdependent and build upon each other. And to truly benefit from these principles, we need to integrate them into our routine and continuously strive to improve. Most of us, when we listen to the seven secrets of highly effective people, we think, yes, I've heard it before. Yes, I know. I know the impact. Knowing, my friends, is not applying. And you can only achieve results, different results in life, when you apply, right? So start small. Don't be eager. Don't judge yourself. Don't set um, strong or difficult goals. Start small. Begin by focusing on one habit at a time. Gradually incorporate each habit into your life rather than doing or changing everything at once because you are going to feel overwhelmed. And what we want to do is create new habits. And how we can create new habits when we really transform old habits, habits that do not serve us, for winning habits. So track progress, keep a journal, or use a habit tracking app to monitor your progress and reflect on your experiences. So seek support. Share your goals with a trusted friend or mentor who can really provide encouragement and accountability. And stay committed. Remember that developing new habits take time and effort. Be patient. Be patient with yourself. Stay committed to the process. And the seven habits can have a profound impact on both personal and professional aspects of life. Personally, these habits help individuals build stronger relationships, achieve personal goals, and maintain healthy environment. And it's also important because professionally, they enhance leadership skills, improve team dynamics, and drive organizational success. So, by embracing these principles, we can become more effective individuals. And when I first stepped into the role of CEO, I knew I had my work cut out for me. The company, which had once been a market leader in the service industry, was now struggling to keep up with the competition. Employee morale was at an all time low, turnover rates were alarmingly high, and the future looked uncertain. It was clear that significant changes were needed to turn things around. And from my first day in the office, I could sense a deeply ingrained reactive culture. Managers and employees were quick to blame external factors, market conditions, competition, and even one another. And there was a pervasive sense of helplessness and resignation that needed to be addressed. And I thought about the seven habits of highly effective people, and I was particularly drawn to the habit one, being proactive. And I realized that to transform the company, I needed to instill a proactive mindset throughout the organization and more positive because people they get into the trap of thinking negative all the time, and it's like a virus. It really is contagious. So I needed to instill a proactive mindset through the power of positive thinking in the organization. And it was time to shift from a culture of reactivity to one of ownership and initiative. So I decided to lead by example. And in my first address to the company, I shared a candid assessment of our challenge. I emphasized that while we couldn't control market conditions, we had complete control over our responses, our actions. So, starting today, I announced we will focus on what we can influence. We will take ownership of our actions. We will take ownership of our decisions. And we are going to take ownership of our outcomes. Blaming external factors is no longer an option, and we are responsible for our future. So I set the tone, and this is like parents do with little kids, right? You cannot ask your kids to eat with um, fork and knife at the same time if you do not teach them how to do so. We need to set the tone and then expect them to follow, right? To end with this proactive culture, I initiated several key strategies. So I structured the leadership team, granting managers more autonomy and accountability, and they were encouraged to make decisions within their departments and view challenges as opportunities for innovation. So I also invested in training programs designed to develop a proactive mindset, a more positive mindset, because people need to learn how to think, because if they are all the time thinking negative, and sometimes people are so used to do it that they don't even have that awareness that they are thinking negative all the time. So we just need to teach them that even by acknowledging their emotions, they will understand if they are thinking positive or negative. So if you are not aware of your thoughts, at least ask yourself, am I happy, joyful, energetic? If not, it's because I'm not thinking positive thoughts. I'm and we just need to ask ourselves, what am I thinking of? Is it something that I want to see manifested in my life? Because if it's not, please don't insist. Do not persist. Change. Change for what you want to see manifested in your life. So I invested in workshops, seminars, taught employees how to identify areas within their control and how to take initiative, how to stay positive in adverse situations. So I established regular town hall meetings where employees could voice their concerns, share ideas, propose solutions, and this open communication fostered a sense of ownership and collective responsibility. So, proactive behaviors were recognized and rewarded. Employees who demonstrated initiative, problem solving skills, and a positive attitude received public acknowledgement and tangible reward. And one notable example of our shift in culture involved the customer service team. Previously, this team had been reactive, often waiting for customer complaints before addressing issues, leading to delays and dissatisfaction. So, inspired by our new proactive culture, the customer service team took the initiative to conduct extensive client feedback sessions and anticipate customers' needs. And they began developing new service protocols and training programs that addressed potential issues before they became problems. So, this proactive approach paid off. Customer satisfaction scores soared, and we received numerous accolades for our improved service quality. And the team's proactive efforts not only enhanced our reputation, but also set a new standard for excellence within the company. And over time, the entire organization began to embrace proactivity. Departments collaborated more effectively, employees felt more empowered, and overall morale improved. This shift in mindset led to increased productivity, higher employee retention, and ultimately a return to profitability. Sometimes leaders, they don't know how to motivate people, and it's not only about paying more or high salaries. It's about building a team, uniting efforts, and being proactive transformed the company from a struggling company into a thriving, dynamic organization. And by taking this kind of action, dynamic, by taking responsibility for our actions and focusing on what we could control, we rediscovered our passion and drive. So it was much more about people, right? When we take responsibility for our actions, when we bring people together, when we focus on what we can control, we rediscover our passion, our drive. We position the company for long term success, to win. And this journey as CEO of that company had a profound impact that embracing a proactive mindset can have really great results in organizations. And by fostering a culture of proactivity, we achieved significant improvements in morale, productivity, and overall success. And taking responsibility and focusing on what we can control enable us to navigate challenges more effectively and create a more resilient, innovative organization. So I was constantly seeking ways to steer the company towards a prosperous future. And our industry was evolving rapidly because it's interesting, and it was clear that we needed a clear vision. We needed a long term goal to stay ahead. And the company had been reactive, focusing on immediate issues without a coherent direction. And I knew it was time to implement the second habit, begin with the end in mind. And in one of our leadership meetings, I introduced this concept of creating a clear vision for the company. I shared my belief that to achieve long term success, we needed to define our destination and align our efforts accordingly. So we need to think about where we want to be in 5, 10, even 20 years from now. And I said, what kind of company do we want to become? We need to integrate, we need to bring people together. And I also asked what values, what principles should guide us. Because together we can brainstorm and discuss our aspirations. We envisioned the company as the industry leader, renowned for exceptional customer service, innovative solutions, and a strong, positive company culture. So, with our vision in mind, we set out to develop a mission statement that would serve as our guiding framework. We wanted it to reflect our core values, our purpose, our long term goals. And after several collaborative sessions, we crafted a vision, a mission statement that resonated with everyone. And in the company, we were committed to providing exceptional service, fostering innovation, and building a culture of integrity and respect. Our goal is to lead the industry by empowering our employees and exceeding customer expectations. How beautiful it is when you are face to face with a client that you were able to exceed their expectations. They appreciate the value that you provide. So, having a clear vision and mission allow us to set meaningful long-term goals. We identified key areas for growth and innovation, focusing on customer satisfaction, employee development, and technological advancements. And each department created specific objectives that aligned with our overarching mission. And we also introduced regular strategic planning sessions to ensure that our daily activities, our daily decisions were in line with our long term vision. And these sessions helped us stay focused, adapt to changes, and measure our progress. One of the first tangible impacts of our new approach was seen in our customer service department. And with a clear vision of excellence, the team implemented new training programs and proactive customer engagement strategies. So, customer satisfaction scores began to rise, and we received positive feedback for our improved service. It was phenomenal. Similarly, our emphasis on innovation led to development of new service offerings that set us apart from competitors. So, employees felt more engaged, more motivated, knowing that their work contributed to a larger purpose. So, by beginning with the end in mind, we transform our company into a forward thinking, cohesive organization. Our clear vision, our clear mission statement guided our actions and decisions, ensuring that we worked towards a common goal. And the story of embracing habit 2 demonstrates that the power of having a clear destination and the impact it can have on an organization's success. Because if you don't know where you're going, any road can take you there, right? So it also reminds me of a friend, Jane. She had recently been appointed as the CEO of Elite Consulting, a company known for its top-tier services in the business consulting industry. And it was interesting because despite its reputation, the company was struggling with efficiency issues and lack of focus on its core objectives. So employees were overworked, projects were behind schedule, and the company's growth had um, stagnant. So Jane knew that to turn things around, she needed to instill a sense of priority and focus within the organization. So it was interesting because Jane remembered reading Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and she focused on habit 3, putting first things first. And she realized that to drive elite consulting forward, she needed to prioritize the most important tasks and help her team to do the same. And it was crucial to focus on high impact activities rather than getting bogged down in daily firefighting and minor tasks because they were used to. So sometimes it's all about habits. It's all about thinking different and committing ourselves to substitute old habits, habits that do not serve us, for winning habits. So Jane decided to start with herself. She reorganized her schedule to focus on strategic planning, client relationships, and employee development. So that would have the most significant impact on the company's future. And she set clear goals and she identified the key tasks that would help achieve them. She also introduced a new time management system to the company based on Covey's time management matrix, which categorized tasks into 4 quadrants. As I said earlier, first quadrant is urgent and important. Quadrant 2 is not urgent but important. For instance, first quadrant, what we can identify as urgent and important is crisis, pressing problems. Quadrant 2, not urgent but important, such as planning, prevention, relationship building. Now we have quadrant 3, urgent but not important, like interruptions, some emails, some meetings. Now we have quadrant 4, not urgent and not important, like trivial, busy work. So Jane emphasized that the team should focus primarily on quadrant 2 activities, which are essential for long-term success, but often neglected in favor of urgent but less important tasks. So Jane held a workshop to explain the new prioritization strategy, and she shared her own schedule as an example, showing how she allocated time to high impact activities. She encouraged her team to do the same and provided tools and resources to help them manage their time effectively. To reinforce this new approach, Jane set up regular check ins with her managers to review their priorities and ensure they were aligned with the company's strategic goals. She also created a culture of accountability where employees really were encouraged to set clear priorities and stick to them. So it's really interesting to see that the turning point, one significant breakthrough came when the marketing team adopted the new prioritization system. Previously overwhelmed with a myriad of tasks, they began to focus on high impact activities such as developing a comprehensive marketing strategy and building strong relationships with key clients. So, as a result, the team launched a successful marketing campaign that significantly increased the company's visibility and attracted several high profile clients. And this success story inspired other departments to embrace the new prioritization approach, leading to a ripple effect across the organization. So, over time, Elite Consulting became a well organized and efficient company. Employees were more focused, productivity increased, and projects were completed on time. The company's growth resumed and morale improved as everyone saw the tangible benefits of prioritizing their most important tasks. And Jane's commitment to habit 3, put first thing first, transformed Elite Consulting from a struggling firm into a thriving, dynamic organization. And by focusing on high impact activities and managing their time effectively, the team was able to achieve their goals and drive the company forward. So, this story of Jane's journey as CEO of Elite Consulting highlights the profound impact that prioritizing important tasks can have on an organization's success. And by putting first things first, Jane and her team were able to focus on what truly mattered, leading to significant improvements in efficiency, productivity, and overall growth. So, we need to also cultivate a mindset of win win. The fourth habit talks about win win, and it reminds me David's success story. David was a CEO of Global Dynamics, a leading firm in the renewable energy sector, and he faced a significant challenge. The company had ambitious goals to expand its market share, but internal competition and a lack of collaboration among departments were stifling innovation and growth. And David knew that to achieve their objectives, he needed to foster a culture of cooperation, mutual benefit. And David recalled the seven, specifically, particularly habit 4, think win win. And he understood that to transform global dynamics, he needed to instill a mindset of mutual benefit within the organization. And so win win solutions would not only enhance collaboration, but also drive the company toward its long term goals. And David decided to lead by example. He just decided, and in a company wide meeting, he shared his vision for a win win culture. He emphasized that success should not be a zero sum game and that the best outcomes are those that benefit all parties involved. And at Global Dynamic, David declared, we will strive for solutions where everyone wins. Our success depends on our ability to work together, support each other, and create value for all stakeholders. So, this is a speech that unites, right? And to embed this win win culture, David implemented several key strategies, such as collaborative goal setting. David initiated cross departmental workshops where teams could share their goals, share their challenges, share their opportunities, and these sessions fostered a sense of shared purpose and helped identify areas for collaboration. So, he introduced incentive programs that rewarded teams not only for individual achievements, but also for collaborative efforts that led to win-win outcomes. And this encouraged departments to work together rather than compete against each other. So, understanding that conflicts were inevitable, David invested in conflict resolution training. Employees learned how to approach disagreements with the mindset of finding mutual beneficial solutions rather than winning arguments. Because in life, I usually say, do you want to be right or do you want to win? Because if you want to win, don't fight to be right all the time. Find commonalities, find common ground, approach other people as if you are approaching sacred ground. And David established a system for regular feedback and recognition. Employees who demonstrated a commitment to win-win principles were publicly acknowledged and rewarded. And one significant breakthrough came when the R&D and marketing departments collaborated on a new product launch. Previously, these departments had operated in silos, often at odds over priorities and resource allocation. However, under the new winning culture, they began to work closely together. And the R&D team shared early prototypes and sought feedback from marketing, which in turn provided valuable insights into customer needs and market trends. And this collaboration led to the development of groundbreaking renewable energy product that met market demands and exceeded customer expectations. So the successful product launch not only boosted the company's market, but also reinforced the value of win-win collaboration. And the story of the R&D and the marketing partnership became a model for other departments, inspiring them to seek similar collaborative opportunities. Over time, global dynamics became a more cohesive and collaborative organization. Employees embraced the win-win mindset, leading to increased innovation, improvement, efficiency, and stronger relationships with clients and partners. And the company's reputation for integrity, mutual benefit, attracted new business opportunities and strengthened existing partnerships. So David's commitment to think win-win transformed global dynamics from a competitive, siloed organization into a collaborative, high-performing team. And by fostering a culture of mutual benefit, the company achieved its goals and set the stage for sustained success. So the story of David's journey as CEO of Global Dynamics highlights the transformative power of adopting a win-win mindset. And by thinking win-win, David and his team fostered a culture of collaboration, mutual benefit, leading to significant improvements and innovation, efficiency, and overall success. So the importance of creating a safe environment for people to grow together, aligned with the company goals, the company mission, vision, it's fundamental. When we build people up, when we support them, when we tell them that they can do it, that they can, that they should invest in themselves and become more. This is how they flourish. This is how they excel. This is how they inspire you with their creations. So I really want to thank you all for your presence. Today I'm really broadcasting live to my YouTube channel and my LinkedIn channel too, but I'm live on Clubhouse. So I want to thank you all for your presence. And now I want to hear from you. If you are on Clubhouse, if you are in the audience, raise your hand. I would love to hear from you. I would love to meet you. Let me know something that you heard today that resonates with you. For all of my dear friends that are listening to me on YouTube and on LinkedIn, thank you so much for your presence, and I hope to see you tomorrow at the same time. Don't forget, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard, we have Manny Fernandez live here on Clubhouse and also on YouTube channel. So subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can see Manny's, I should say, prime time. So thank you all for your presence. Now I'm handing the mic over to Katrina on Clubhouse. Good morning, Katrina.